We don't know whether it's permanent or not, but we hope you enjoy our temporary action figure set for these Q&A videos.
They can't see it, but John Cena's levitating.
You'll also notice who is front and center.
The Snaz.
The Snaz.
The nose of noses.
God.
Yep.
How many times do you think he's going to end up going into the Hall of Fame?
6 or 7.
Yeah, because somebody pointed out, I couldn't even believe I didn't think of it. I'm ashamed of myself, actually, talking about the Breakfast Club. That would obviously be another... Fuck!
And at some point, he's going to have to start another club that he's going to have to lead.
I mean, it'll be like the Brunch Club.
Yeah.
I mean, this is...
Then there'll be a dinner club, then the Midnight Snack Club.
Then the bar hopping Thursday night club. And it's just going to be... Every Q&A you're probably going to come to from here on going forward, there's probably going to be another reason Triple H will go into the Hall of Fame. At least a 60-time inductee by the time it's all said and done.
Does he go in, like, the hair club for men?
No, that's not even funny. That would be his father-in-law, Vincent K. McMahon. Okay. If you want your question answered on future OTRS Q&As, yes.
He's a movie star.
He
was in The Chaperone.
Well, then they'll induct the movie, yes.
And Blade 3.
They will call it Paulovex Studios, I believe, is what they'll call it.
If you want to send in your questions, get on Twitter.
Send them to our Twitter handle, @OffTheRopeShow. Just keep in mind that after you send your question to us on Twitter, it may take, a couple of days, a week, 2 weeks, for you to actually see your question answered, because we get a lot of them. We're trying to crank out as many of these videos as
and we record them in groups. So if you see, like, 3 uploaded with the same people, it's because they were recorded at one time.
Yes, one other thing. Try not to send us like 8 questions at the same time, because we're not going to answer all 8 questions from one person, because that would almost take up a whole Q&A. And chances are, when we go back and put them together, we won't go back for them. You want to do 2 or 3 at a time, that's fine. But try to stay away from 7 or 8, please. Other than that...
Well, and we also like to try and keep them shorter, because we don't need to make long videos. We have enough questions where we could do another video and hopefully get somebody else in.
Yeah, so... now that we've bitched for far too long, thank you to all you guys that have sent your questions, and thanks to all of you that are going to continue to submit your questions. First question comes from the awesome 3212, I believe is the username, and his question is, how did you guys meet Metal D?
I used to work at a video store. Metal D was my boss. After I left that job, years later, when we were involved with the Dan Gable Museum, ran into him again. Invited him over to watch a pay-per-view.
And he's still working at a movie store.
Yes, he is. Things don't change for Metal D. He likes everything they liked back in the 80s.
The only thing that's changed with him is his weight and his hair.
I don't know if his weight's changed that much.
Yeah, he was skinny back then. There's a picture of him at the Clash of the Champions that was in Cedar Rapids in '94. Yeah, you see the picture of him. He's in like the 3rd row. You'll see him during the Austin Steamboat match. Anyways, I think what was the first time I met him? When he brought Mark's t-shirt. Or he was supposed to.
Yeah, supposedly. It used to be blue at one point. Don't know what fucking happened.
WWE doesn't believe in storyline continuity. Neither do we! At Wayne Fisher 88. Do you think Cody Rhodes and Goldust would be an awesome tag team?
I'd rather see them as a feud than a tag team.
Agreed. I think you could have put them together maybe as a tag team to have a feud, but I think the feud would be the more important thing. But Goldust is a great tag team wrestler.
And Cody Rhodes' mustache is over.
That is correct.
You wish it was over so that you could get rid of yours.
Me and my big effing mouth. At Sagisi Mike 87, do you see a CM Punk versus Brock Lesnar feud for SummerSlam 2013? Or a Rock versus Brock feud as a rematch from 2002?
From some of the stuff I've read, I really think they're going for Brock versus Rock, and the reason is they wanted to have Brock versus Rock at WrestleMania like this year, but their schedules didn't line up, so...
I will go with CM Punk versus Brock Lesnar, because this will be where they're teasing the involvement of Paul Heyman and whose side he's going to choose. I would think maybe they would do Rock versus Brock at WrestleMania 30. It would make sense as a SummerSlam match, because that seems to be a big summertime attraction, but they might want to save that for WrestleMania 30. At Too Legit to Quit 12. Let's see if I can still do it. Too legit to quit. Hey, hey! Oh, fucking MC Hammer was a man. 1990, 91, and 92 were hells of years, bitches.
Yes, they were.
Yes, cool, yeah. What? You know, we're gonna get to the bottom of this right now. Why in the blue hell do you love Coolio so much?
He's awesome.
He hasn't been relevant in how many years, and you still love.
He kept putting out albums until 2010.
Well, that doesn't mean that they were good.
And then he had a cooking show on YouTube, Cooking with Coolio, and that was awesome.
Cooking with Coolio?
Yeah.
I won't even ask.
When was the last time you had a favorite rapper?
When was the last time?
Yeah.
I stopped caring about the industry a few years ago.
Okay.
Eminem was the guy for me for quite a few years.
And I like Eminem.
Yes, but you like
Older
Coolio.
Eminem.
Yeah, I don't know why you like Coolio so much, though. I still think what he really likes is Weird Al Yankovic. Anyways, who do you think will induct Undertaker into the WWE Hall of Fame? What nerdy? Who's going to induct Undertaker into the Hall of Fame?
Paul Bear.
I'll go Kane. Those probably the two most logical
Or
answers.
these two guys could do it. They've fought him a couple times.
Triple H fought him 3 times.
And then Triple H could go into the Hall of Fame for inducting Undertaker into the Hall of Fame.
God damn it. Every time we keep coming up with more and more reasons to put him in the Hall of Fame. At JTip09, do you think there will ever be a possibility that Evolution makes a comeback? Another reason that Triple H goes into the Hall of Fame. Maybe a one-off special thing at a big-time Raw or pay-per-view, something like that. But
Raw 2000's coming up someday.
maybe, but Ric Flair's going to go out there at like 80 years old in his wheelchair. He's going to be like, woo! But maybe a one-off thing, but not as a permanent thing. Put me over, bitch! Should the Hulkster win the TNA World title and hold it for 435 days, brother? Notice how that's one more day than CM Punk.
Yeah.
The WWE title. What do you think?
I think that he can hold it for as long as he goddamn wants.
That's what I'm talking about, brother. Well, let me tell you something, dude. The first thing you need to realize is the people in TNA come for the almighty Hulkster, brother. I think a 500-day title reign would be sufficient. At Gaxity, which UFC fighter do you think can make the transition from MMA to wrestling and succeed?
I'm going to let you take this because I don't watch MMA and I don't really care.
Quite frankly.
P.S. Dan the Beast Saffron. Awesome guy.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe somebody, what's his name? Roy Nelson? I don't know. Somebody has to be big, fat, or...
Yeah, but all the guys in the WWE, like, main event are, like, 5 foot something and, like...
I suppose that's a good point, too. So,
whoever comes in from UFC would definitely be a change and a big guy.
George St. Pierre would... yeah, GSP would be a guy because he'd be like Steve Blackman. Very boring to watch every time. There we go. At Jacob_greatness. Jeff fucking Jarrett or Gilbert? You decide. Gilbert is our answer.
He's the guy that lives in his mother's basement, right?
Yes, they call him John sometimes, Vente Kid.
Okay, yeah. Then that guy.
Okay.
Unless you're there, then just go on.
At Nathan GT 1997, do you think Cody Rhodes should be a potential world champion sometime in 2013? And if so, how would you make it happen?
I think that he should have been champion in 2012.
Yeah, it seemed like they were
Good
progressing.
build.
It seemed like they were progressing there. You could do it. I think he has to win Money in the Bank and then carry that Money in the Bank briefcase for a few months. Now,
He's on that road. He's losing already.
as you would say sarcastically and understandably so, he's already on that path. I think his character is perfectly suited to carry a Money in the Bank briefcase, So, should he be? Maybe, maybe not. Will he be? Maybe, maybe not. Would I bitch if he did? No.
He'd be a good dance partner for whoever they're eventually giving the belt to.
Yeah, to the next big baby face, right? At Mystery, Unknown 9, have any members of the OTRS show ever thought about becoming a professional wrestler? Me.
That's it, as far as I know.
I think Tony deep down did too. Now, he tells all of you that he loves Bret Hart, but he really loves Jim the Anvil Neidhart. That's why he still tries to grow a beard. He just can't do it like the Anvil did, though. He was always like... Anyways. At WWE CM Punk Nation, how would you book Ryback going into Mania?
Well, we'd go back about a month, have him win the Rumble. That's about it.
Yeah. Have him win the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania? Instead, what they're probably going to do is have him be a part of this winning Elimination Chamber. Now, we're recording this before the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, so by the time this is uploaded, it'll probably be after the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. But I guess we would assume at this point that Ryback will be on the winning team.
John Cena's on the team,
It's
yeah.
a pretty safe assumption. Is John Cena one of the 3 featured Breakfast Club members?
Why, yes, he is.
Yeah, the only other member that isn't on there is Randy Orton, but he is the 4th member in a 3-member founding group.
And I refuse to buy a figure of Randy Orton with the gay construction beard.
Well, Metal D will buy one, and then we'll use it for these purposes. I think Ryback at this point, if they're not going to have him maybe face off with Jericho for the world title or Big Show, he might wrestle Mark Henry.
That could get you killed.
That's not good for Ryback, potentially. I don't know where the Big Gray and Sexy is going to go on that one. At Motown 316, are you guys going to do the Who Was Better series again? Yes.
Seasons.
Yep, so we will probably either start doing that again in March or after WrestleMania. Probably another 10, 15, somewhere between another 10 to 20 episodes of it. Dan, hopefully that answers your question. But yes, it will come back at some point. At Wrestling Team, who do you think will induct Bruno Sammartino into the WWE Hall of Fame?
That guy. It makes sense. He's the one that got the deal.
Unless he has his son like David Sammartino do that, which I wouldn't buy. Maybe somebody like Dominic DeNucci, somebody else from his past, Larry Zbyszko perhaps. I don't know if God's going to turn down this opportunity to gloat in his moment of triumph.
And another reason to go in the Hall of Fame!
Because he made Bruno in the Hall of Fame happen, yes. At Punk Taker Fan 81, what match and pay-per-view could you watch all the time and never get tired of? What's the match you could watch and never get tired of?
Hogan versus Andre.
I knew you were going to say that. WrestleMania 3.
It's all in here from my childhood.
I will say as far as match, Hogan versus Rock at WrestleMania 18 pay-per-view would either be WrestleMania 3, WrestleMania 14, SummerSlam 2002, or Survivor Series 2002, just to expand the horizons of it a little bit. Thanks, everyone that submitted your questions. A reminder, tweet them to us at Off the Rope Show is our Twitter handle. We love answering these questions, so keep them coming. Hope you like our action figure setup. You'll notice how A-Rai is kind of blocked by God there, right?
Maybe we'll fix that for the next one.
No, it's not going to happen either. Sorry, A-Rai. It's just not going to happen. That's the Breakfast Club.